Good morning,
Morning,
everyone.
all. Good
hello,
morning.
hello.
Hope everyone's recovered. Your Super Bowl hangovers are
I know.
feeling
I got Super Bowl
Okay.
leftovers for lunch today.
nothing
Couple of
better
cold
than that.
slices.
Nothing better than
Good
that.
game, man.
It was a great game.
Unless
It
you're
really
a
was.
Kansas fan, obviously, but
Or an anti-Brady, which
and
half
anti-Brady,
the
which
world
a lot of
seems
people
to
are.
be.
So silly. Great game. I'm
Yeah, it was.
I'm bummed for our pal Mitch, obviously.
Yeah,
However, hell of a game.
it really was.
Hell of a game. Upset. Not a crazy upset. You look at the betting odds. It wasn't like a
Well, yeah, I was thinking
plus
that. I
plus
didn't know what the odds-
135 right before they flipped the
But
coin.
Kansas were favourites.
Plus 130, but I don't
Yeah.
think. I mean, the betting people can tell me better. I don't think plus 135 is like ridiculous odds. It's definitely you're the favorite, but I don't know a lot about football, so
No, me neither. I
I
to be
can't
honest,
say too much.
I'm a
I
Super
like
Bowl,
watching it, but yeah,
kind of fan, and
love watching the old bowl.
I know that was good. An old
Canadian boy at the halftime too.
Canadian boy. I didn't know he was Canadian
He
until
grew-
Scott McLeod posted that.
He
this
grew up
morning.
around the corner from me. Crazy. He's my age too.
That's unreal.
He went to actually he never finished high school, but he went to Birchmount Collegiate, which is where all of the sports happen. If you're at Scarborough High School, you go do your running long jump and stuff.
Crazy.
I think he went to high school for a year or two and then dropped out. Now he's one of the biggest stars on earth.
It truly is. I mean,
That set was insane.
it
And
was
the
good.
way it opened up
I
and
know.
stuff. Good for them.
it was impressive.
I
the
love
way
that
they done it.
screen work. So at the very beginning, did you watch the very beginning where it looked like he was sitting on the edge of the screen?
Yes.
It was all like a CGI thing.
Mm-hmm.
They did a good job.
Yeah, no, they really
Very
did.
exciting.
NFL
watch.
done a good job, I think, overall. Just not,
It was fun to watch.
Yeah, without the
Canadian
breaks
ads
and
were
stuff like
the
that.
Canadian ads were so painful. However, the rest of it is not. It's not their fault.
Trying to think. So I watched it on DAZN.
Good for you.
Um,
I'm watching. I'm not going to make this about Canadian television. I promise you. I'm watching this, and Lindsay and I both looked at each other. We're like, we're canceling cable. I'm like,
Really?
I would 100% wish I was just streaming this on the CBS app.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, CTV owns the rights in Canada for broadcasting the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
They should be ashamed of themselves for what they did with those commercials. Some of the worst, most repetitive, crappy, depressing.
were you getting
Commercials
that
I've ever seen.
That
Quest trade is one thing.
Quest trade.
It's so
Oh,
repetitive.
that's all
Oh,
I
you're going to
got.
have 30% more in your retirement. Bull.
I know.
Nonsense. But anyway, so fun to watch.
Yeah.
I do really want. So you got American commercials then,
I
or does DAZN just
don't
go
know
dead
who.
on the break?
I'm not sure.
Anyway.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure that people will tell me that like the Super Bowl ads aren't that great, but trust me, I would rather watch that than what I watched.
It's funny. Trace and I said the exact same as Blake there. The weekend set reminded me of what it's like
To be hammered.
to be absolutely
3 a.m.
hammered.
in Toronto, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's so
He had the
funny.
little CN Tower in his background. When I
That
was-
is so funny. A little bit of action at the Waste Management as well. Good win for Kepka.
Fun to watch. I watched. I confess I didn't watch a ton of it, but I watched the whole back nine on Sunday. I was kind of shocked when Schauffele hit it in the water on 17. Like
Yeah.
as soon as he struck it, he made that birdie, which I thought was clutch. He
Yeah.
got the read from Spieth, who missed that birdie
Mm-hmm.
putt. Then he was literally sitting on 17 and thinking he's going to birdie this. He's going to get to 19, and then Koepka should be worried that Schauffele doesn't make birdie on 18
Yeah.
and win.
I know.
And then I think he towed it or something, and it went.
Just-
I think him and Jordan both towed it. Because believe me, I know a tow fairway wood when I see one. You saw them, right? They went,
Yeah.
like Jordan's ball started 30 yards right of the green, ended up toe drawing back to the center of the green, and then he was just, poor guy, just begging for it to stop, which I guess it just never does.
Yeah.
On that pool table of a green, and it just
it
goes
does.
off.
Slings
But,
right across.
yeah, once that happened, it was a little deflating because the tournament was over. I watched for 20 minutes basically going, oh, is Andrew going to hole one from the rough? Like,
I know.
nope.
Because it was set up
almost
so
did, but-
well when Kepka hold that pitch on
That was
17.
crazy.
And
Yeah, that was exciting.
You're like, okay, these guys behind have got a drivable par 4, a par 5 drivable 4, and then the last
18th
is
is
very
gettable.
birdable. Yeah.
The backstop of that pin, and well, I mean, who had Koepka hit at 359? I mean, to be honest,
Yeah,
Brooks
that's right.
screwed up not making birdie on 18. The guy had 96 yards in. He just hit a bit of a whatever wedge, wasn't his best, and then missed the putt. But yeah, he could have been 20 under quite easily.
I know.
Yeah, fun to watch. I will say the following: a couple fans was nice to see. A little bit of ambiance.
5,000?
Somebody cheering when someone makes a putt. Like,
Yeah.
it was great.
Players were saying that, weren't they? They were like, this is
That's
great.
why Brooks won, I think, personally. I think
He
because
said that.
He's like, a little bit of atmosphere would be
Yeah.
nice, but yeah.
Get a little bit of buzz from the crowd, which is awesome.
What driver was he hitting? I didn't see.
He's
him
been
tee
playing
off.
that M5 for
He's still.
all the way through the start of the season.
He must really like that driver.
Yeah,
They must
yeah.
have handpicked him one that he just was like,
I know.
whatever.
He really liked.
Because he hits that kind of extremely high squeezy fade. when you have a specific ball flight like that, I guess if the driver suits it, it suits it.
Yep.
What's that?
That was a funny noise.
Santa Claus up there again?
So no, it was good to see Spieth playing well. I mean, obviously Saturday he got the place going, 61.
I also felt bad for him because, like, no matter what you do, 61 or
Well,
60, the next day you usually end up shooting like even par. He just
Yeah.
had the misfortune of it being Sunday, not Saturday.
Oh, it's good. So the guys are saying Brooks actually went into Sim 2. That's cool.
Oh, he was playing Sim 2. Nice. Good for him.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't see him hit tee shots. I don't know if it was just the way the telecast went, but I didn't see any of his tee shots at the end.
That's great. Well, I mean,
Saw the irons though.
Z7s. Great for
That's a big
Strixon.
one. That'll be huge for Strixon.
You see the new iron this morning?
No.
The ZX4?
Nope. I will take
The,
you in. Is that Instagram available?
Yeah, it's on there. It's a little hollow body. We kind of heard about it a while back,
Ooh.
but
Yeah, you mentioned it.
nice
to me.
little hollow body action.
Dude, that's nice.
Nice, eh?
That's really nice.
Yeah, they're just copying Innesis, I think.
Yeah, I agree. They've been putting their ear to the ground on the Innesis Pulse. Yeah, those look good.
I heard they were the top performers in the field. Good old
That's right.
Sam.
Sammy. All right. Hey, Mikey.
All right, Michael.
Okay, so today is exciting. Regular Q&A, but then Gareth Riflewski will be here later. Rifleski, pardon me.
Flisky.
Some short game actions. Short game week.
Yep.
At least short game partial week. You'll see short game stuff until at least Thursday. So
Got
that is
my
exciting.
little 50 or my 60.
Oh, yeah, your wedge that you
Well,
did.
magic little wedge. Rifleski's going to turn this into a magic wand, this thing.
Oh.
That the newbie?
DJ went back to Sim. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
JT went back to TS3.
Look at that little modification to the little.
Ooh, that turned out good.
Took out the M grind and so moved that up to the front.
Well, you ground a lot.
I took it all the way.
Jeez, the numbers are gone.
Yeah, completely. So and flipped it all onto the front so that all the relief is sitting just at the leading edge.
I'll take a picture of it later.
Nice,
So you
eh?
guys can see. That looks really good. That turned out great.
Yeah,
Lots of heel relief.
Yeah.
Almost
Yeah.
don't have a heel now.
And I was thinking, to be honest, I'm thinking like Gareth and the bunkers and how all these guys love to have the handle so low in
And
the
I was going
bunkers.
to say, wait till he, I mean, we're not doing it today, but wait till he
Yeah.
talks about long rough with you.
Yeah.
The amount that he talks about engaging this very
this part.
spot.
Yeah.
And you've sharpened that now.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good little deep rough tool. Nice.
Yeah. So
Okay.
little
Wedge
weapon.
work. Yep, there'll
Little
be wedge work
weapons.
happening.
Why
don't we get into some regular questions? Any other news we have to cover?
Any other news? What's new? No, I don't think there's
Saw a
anything.
Masters commercial yesterday. That was
Did you
nice.
really?
Yeah. It's less than 2 months now.
That's crazy. Isn't
February's
it?
a short month, so yeah,
I
I'm pretty
know, I
sure
know.
that it's the 8th or 9th it starts, so
It's exciting.
we just had it and you will have it again.
It's exciting. Why no talk about Stricker? Yeah, it's good old Stricker. I mean,
What did he
he's
finish at? 16? 15?
17, I think he got to.
He played really well.
Played great. I mean, Saturday, I guess he went a little flat on Saturday, but
Oh yeah, there he is.
17,
17 under, he shot
Four,
four
yeah.
under the last day, so he played great. T4.
excellent.
Not bad for the 54-year-old
I mean,
captain.
he's got to be playing pretty close to his limit to hanging with guys like Schauffele and Koepka when they're obviously playing well. So
Even playing, did he play with Scotty Scheffler? Anyway, Scotty Scheffler was like 179 ball speed every single time, and Steve's probably like a 165
Yeah.
guy at most. Just proves it.
I know.
Guys who are shorter can compete. You don't need to destroy the game.
They can compete. They just need a lot of other
Yeah.
weapons firing that particular week.
The other skills, one might argue.
Definitely. Yep.
New member, Mike. Welcome, Mike.
Mike.
Welcome, Mike.
Welcome, my man. Saudi looked like Dubai in the 90s. We'll see more and more out there. Yeah, I think the Saudi event was well received.
What is Dubai in the 90s?
Basically undeveloped. Undeveloped. Like, because when they were first going out there in the mid 90s, it was
Just wondering where they were going
it
with
was
that. I'm
just there. It was just a golf course. Like there was no.
so they just looked like they were in the middle of
skyline.
nowhere, and yeah.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. So
Dubai in the 90s was a desert.
no.
All right. Well, what can we get into here? Speed round? Let's do a little speed round. We
Let's
haven't done a
dive
speed
right in.
round in ages. Yeah.
I'll talk about that in a second. I think that's a big
So
misconception.
what does it say? Driving what? Oh, jeez. Yeah.
So David's saying, with Spieth and Stricker in contention goes to show that driving doesn't matter at all. That's not true. David, that's not true. We know the value driving has. Strokes gained has told us. Professor Mark Brodie has told us the value in driving and how important that is to playing well. I think there's a big misconception that Spieth is a short driver of the ball.
Yeah.
He's a crooked driver of the golf ball.
He definitely isn't the straightest, but yeah.
Tiger Woods is a crooked driver of the golf
so
ball.
true. At times, yeah.
At times.
But two of the best recovery artists on earth.
Absolutely, if that plays into your strengths and weapons. But I tell you what, Spieth was hitting it reasonably long.
He really was.
There was a bunch of times he was kind of 300 to 330.
I think he can fly the ball 295 or so,
absolutely
and
he can.
when you do that, the fairways are firm, you can hit it 340.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what goes on with him in the next few weeks,
Yeah.
leading up to the old Green Jacket special.
Definitely. Nice to see Platinum member Brad in there. We had a nice little one-on-one, so we've been doing a lot of Zoom calls with the Platinum members.
Oh, nice.
So Brad and I had
There's
one
Brad.
on his wedges
That's awesome.
earlier this week, and we were just chatting about how to integrate that in with his irons and the
That's
rest of his
awesome.
set and stuff like that. So it's been actually a really good little.
Do you find
addition.
that's an easier way to sort of get, it's kind of like
More
our live
detail.
discussion? Yeah.
really good?
You deal with
I
the
really
issue
like it. Yeah.
face to face. Good.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great to
been
hear.
good.
Well,
been
Brad,
really
thank
good.
you for sharing your experience. I'm glad that it was good. All right.
Brad's he's got an auto flex on the way as well.
Does he?
Yeah, he does. I think he just got it actually, but
Nice.
ready to unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast. All right. Will we be testing new TaylorMade rescues, Andrew? Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we will. Both.
we will.
Both will be tested.
Keen to try that little adjustable one.
It's a handsome devil, that thing. Handsome devil. Here we are.
What's the most impressive product from the new drivers, Matty?
Oh boy.
Most impressive.
Really put me on the spot there. I don't know.
I would say in my opinion, from last year, I said
From last year.
Well, just even from last year. So if I'm comparing, like, what's the most impressive compared to what they're offering last year
Okay,
was.
I like it.
I'm personally going to sit right now with Callaway. I really
Really?
like what they've done with Epic versus last year.
Versus Maverick?
Maverick to me, just, it was either it worked and you could go with it because there's no adjustability.
No, you're right. It was very like good or not.
Yeah, and other than that, I feel like, am I going to really change someone's game who had a G410 versus a G425? I don't feel like I am.
And I think it's a compliment to Ping because, to be honest, it was
Definitely
a really good driver
compliment.
before.
Yeah, a compliment. I think.
What else?
I think the 425 is a better driver. I prefer the look of it. I like the all black and silver
Agree.
over the red.
I'd prefer it if it was like, if
Yeah.
it was an upgrade. Yeah. Yeah, Mizuno. It's a good one, Patty. I would say Mizuno, the only problem with Mizuno is like, I just don't know enough about the driver yet to say if it's super improved. It certainly sounds and looks better.
Yeah, we haven't really took a deep dive into
Not
that
enough.
one.
We were impressed with it kind of on the surface, but yeah, I'll hold off for now. I agree with you on Callaway though. Like
Yeah.
Callaway's driver is way better so far than last year.
Feels
I
that
think.
way to me. Yeah, like all the testing we've been able
Last
to do.
couple of
and
videos, I think it's been really quite automatic.
It really was. I mean, with that
The
Ventus
toe
in there
weight
for you and playing with the weights and stuff, I was really impressed with that.
I agree. It's
Thought
one to
that
watch.
was-
I
thought
think
that was excellent.
Max LS is one to watch. I was
Yeah.
trying to see what is Schauffele playing. Which driver is he playing? I don't know
I'm not
Callaway.
sure.
I saw a couple guys playing it. I looked at the sole and I couldn't see the weight. I was wondering if a couple guys played that speed driver. Excuse me, but I couldn't tell from the TV.
Andrew McDonald saying thoughts on the new TP5 and TP5X. We haven't tested or seen them yet, Andrew. That would normally have been part of our trip to
You'd
Carlsbad
have been
in
hitting them
December. We would have tried it then and done the PK on it. We're not allowed to talk about it. It's still under embargo for us, I believe.
I think it's today.
Is it? I think, yeah.
I think it's
We've
I
not
saw,
got
I
any
saw
yet.
an Instagram post, but no, we haven't
Yeah,
tested it yet.
we
so.
haven't tested
Yep,
it.
it'll be coming though.
And thoughts on DJ moving back to the OG sim with the movable weight track like yourself? they're different drivers. They're very, very different drivers. I mean, I've been trying to do some head-to-head testing, the new and my old one, and I still cannot sniff last year's one. And I'm talking like there's a gulf between.
Still,
there was 25 yards in carry in the test I done the other day.
That's shocking.
My old sim versus this was Sim 2 Max. I thought I would give a try.
Spinny?
High and spinny and very right to left for me. Very
really?
right to left.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought that.
I know.
Interesting.
Yep. Just it's not there for me yet. I definitely need to be able to get that 8-degree head, set it open.
It's not. Honestly, it's not even really worth testing
until then. Yeah.
Yeah. Oliver's saying that Rom and Schauffele are playing a speed driver. That would be cool if that's the case, Oliver. You know what? Why don't you take one? I'm going to look at Callaway's website.
Yeah.
They're usually pretty good about showing what their players are playing.
Patrick is saying the new Strixon ZX4 comparable to 770 or 790. To me, it looks like it has a slightly wider sole than both of those. Certainly not a 770, more like a 790.
Bigger than a 90, okay.
I think it's going to be like a Honma TWX. I think that would be a very, very...
be a good thing to emulate, to be honest.
Very comparable to that.
Really? See if you can find John Rom too, Patty. So Schauffele definitely had the speed. That's very cool. I want to see if we can find some information about how that was set up. Because I wouldn't mind, to be honest with you, I really would like to test the speed at the setting that would work for me, if there is one, where it doesn't draw as much as I don't know if I wasn't hitting it great that day anyway, but Callaway's not updated their website.
Aaron is asking Matty or Ian a recommendation for a low spin 3-wood.
Oh.
Do you happen to know any on the website that you're on?
Yes. Sorry, who's that for?
That was for Aaron.
Aaron, you're going to want to get yourself a Callaway Epic Speed fairway wood. There's just the one right now, not the max, but the standard speed is about as low spin. It's lower spin than the Sim, in my experience so far. But I would say Sim 2 titanium or that new Callaway Speed 3-wood are stupid low spin.
Yep. Troy is saying J-Dub done a good deep dive in Xander's bag, lots of good stuff. He must have done one this week
Take a gander
on WRX.
See what's on the old forks.
Yep.
Cool.
Gary Smith, most trusted YouTubers you are, so be proud. Yeah, I was just saying that to Matty. You're not a Twitter guy, and obviously you kind of missed the
Might have to start getting
the little
Twitter.
Twitter poll.
I do have Twitter. I just should have prefaced it by saying I never
I was trying
use
to actually find you. Are you under your same?
I made one for my company.
Right.
I'm following Zero. I
Zero
tweeted 0 times. I just used it to look at stuff. Sorry, what's the gentleman's name again?
Ryan Lauder. It was Ryan that done it.
Lauder.
Lauder. Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Very cool, eh?
2,000 votes is a lot of votes.
It was very, very cool.
Thank you, Ryan. Ryan must have a lot of followers.
Will Ryan. I was chatting with.
That's a lot of people answering his poll.
I know.
Sorry, I'm just complimenting you, Ryan, because you have 2,200 followers and you got almost 2,000 votes on your poll. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is some high engagement.
High engagement.
Well, we appreciate it because the result of it is what we wanted. So if
much.
it wasn't the result that we wanted, then we probably wouldn't have appreciated your poll.
Oh.
But clearly the poll was executed in such a unbiased and correct way that it's...
He had done one the day
result.
before on sort of media outlets.
Oh, really?
And that's what kind of...
Golf media?
Yeah, that's what kind of alerted me to the fact he was doing this, because we kept getting tagged in that one.
Then maybe he figured, let me do...
Yeah, the YouTubers as well. And he actually said in that first one, he's like, not including YouTubers. So maybe it was his plan to do that, but...
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there
My
you go.
Golf Spy, I think, won that one.
Yeah, so... Very interesting. Yeah. With regards to equipment reviews, I mean, it's fair enough. I think, listen, Golf Digest, Golf Magazine, Golf Channel, I think people understand they have sponsorship ties.
Yeah.
So I get it. You're not going to want to go to that source. I don't think they do a bad job at times, but get on my face, camera. Come on. Let's go. Cute. Speed at the Farmers for Rom. Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see... That's interesting. So 2 of Callaway's best tour players not playing the adjustable driver.
Playing the speed.
Very interesting. Well, perhaps it is so speedy that it's kind of like the standard Maverick. Remember, it was just like so fast that we almost, you wanted to make it work even though it wasn't ideal.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they've done. They've jerry-rigged it a bit. They've done the old Frankenstein and turned it into something good for them.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, once we get it in people's hands, we'll see more of the DNA in it. I mean, my take on Ram using it would be, to us, it seemed like it had a little bit of right to left bias, a little draw bias.
Yep.
To it. So as somebody who plays the fade, it's maybe coming out very, very neutral for him.
Be nice, yeah. Start line slightly left of target for him and then fade it back.
Yep.
How did Ron play? I didn't even see him.
I didn't see him on the leaderboards.
It's not a factor?
No, didn't see him up there.
Okay. Yeah, for those of you that are tuning in now, 11:15 we'll be doing a. Where's 11:30? I can't remember. Whatever it is. 11:15. We've got Rocket Ronnie doing a interesting golf ball test. Basically, should an average swing speed, good player like Ronnie's like a 9 handicap now or something. Should a player like that consider what's a tour ball category, like the highest cost ball from every company? Is there a point in it? And I think people have seen research, but this was more of a ball flight test, I guess.
Yep.
How does Ronnie's ball flight get affected? What are the benefits to using something like a Bridgestone B RXS, which was the ball we tested against? So if you're watching now and you need a break or you need to answer a work email or something, do it now.
Yeah.
So that you can be on for the rest of the time, because we'll basically be on until about 11:30.
Lots of chat here saying Ram and Xander both played the Speed Triple Diamond.
Oh, there's a triple diamond.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then there's lots of people saying, why the bleep do Callaway have so many
I was just about to
so
say
many
the
heads?
same thing.
It's never been any other way. I remember back to the days of when they had the FTI, the squared driver.
I remember that bad.
And
I'm
there
drinking
was
a tea, by the way.
a little tea.
Proud of me.
Ah, good boy. Love it. Those antioxidants in you, boy.
I'm not sick, don't worry. It's just
And they used so many different versions of that square driver. They had a short back, they had an elongated back. It was all just
Where
different
did you
CG
get this
positions.
stuff? You just couldn't.
You couldn't get it at that time.
Is that when Golf WRX was just like went crazy with the class? I remember the class. So when I was like 17, 18,
right,
working in the back shop, I used to read a fair amount of like golf nuts and Golf WRX because I was into equipment. And that's how I ended up doing a bit of the fitting, although my boss at the time was probably too trusting. But we weren't doing it at all. So I remember reading a lot of Golf WRX. I'm like, the amount of, I found this tour head, and then the guy would buy it and he would try and he'd be like, I couldn't get it in the air, and then he'd sell it to somebody else. I always found that really fascinating. But
I know.
It's just, I'll say this because I make fun of Callaway for this too often. They've been told for so many years that consumers hate this. They hate that there's special heads and balls that they can't get. Or if they can get it, they're hard to find or they're more expensive. Sorry guys, the mics are, not the mics, I don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah, maybe Callaway cut the feed and they didn't like the audio. Yeah, I don't know. The camera's getting audio, but the laptop is not. So, apologies. I don't know. This probably sounds really crap.
Yeah, let's start to flip it off and see if we can jump back on it.
Short of me restarting the whole thing.
You guys are saying it's back.
Well, it's back because I'm using this. I'm using the mic and the thing.
Right.
It's going to sound crap, but it's better than nothing.
Guys, tell us, does that sound awful?
If it's usable for now, let us know, because I'll just leave that for now and I can work on it while Ian takes some questions. I'd rather that than us have to stop.
I think it was Callaway.
Callaway, come on.
I think it was their AI supercomputer dominated our little Mac.
10,000 iterations of how to destroy my laptop.
It's funny.
All right, people, thank you. I apologize. I'm sure it sounds usable, but not great.
Yeah,
okay.
Usable.
Why don't you take a couple while I tinker? I won't tinker for long, though. I don't have an explanation.
We'll see what we can do. All right, let's dive back into the questions.
Go for it.
But there aren't any. It's just people talking about sound.
I'll go back up. I know. Here we go.
Sounds better than the halftime show. I was saying that to Tracy last night about the halftime show. I'm like, is this just our TV or is this sound?
No, the audio's a little rough. They turned his way down at one point, and it's a tough job. Obviously, I won't want to poop on someone who does audio for a living. This is a good quick question here from Zachary. Zachary's asking if the RDX Blue would be good for playing a driver a bit long, the way we've been discussing, something in the 46. I know you didn't like it for that. You loved it in the 3-wood?
Yeah, it would have the right characteristics though.
It does, okay.
For that.
Okay.
It definitely would.
Yeah,
Gotcha. So Zachary, yes, that is a potentially good experiment. Jordan's asking about what we think about old Z Stars versus the new ones. Just the spin profile, Jordan, seemed to change a bit. Kind of seemed like, well, it didn't seem like it was. The XV spins more than it used to. The Z Star itself, if anything, seemed to spin less.
It spun less in both of our tests.
Yeah.
In the testing I done, I don't know if I ever showed you my test, did I?
You just told me.
I told you that I had done a test. That was my testing with it. That was 8-iron testing. So XV exact same as you, little
Really?
quicker and about 250 in it.
Even an 8-iron?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jordan, it spins more now. If you were an XV player before, you probably don't want to be now. Unless you've changed your spin profile quite a bit. Okay. Are we back into questions now? We are. Good.
Paul's got an interesting point. Average golfer, 9 handicap. Is that what are we considering an average golfer?
No, sorry. Average swing speed, Ronnie.
Average
He's
swing
not
speed.
an average golfer. An average golfer is like I don't know.
15 to
I don't know
18?
the stats. No, because I think the average handicap keeper is a certain number, say 16. There's no way the average golfer is a 16, though. Can't be. Because the average score is still about 100, no?
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know what the what the
barely-
average is.
I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't.
I'm
keep
just going
stats.
by old stuff. But no, a 9 handicap is way better than average,
The
obviously.
average that we would see at TXG
That's
is about
different.
12.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
I
that would
think
be our average.
avid golfers, people that play regularly, interested in equipment. Yeah, I think that's fair.
But
an
we
average,
would see
what do you think
see
an
a
average
better.
player?
Average
Something, no? Has to be. The average player must be.
so?
I think so.
average player.
I don't know. Somebody chime in.
Yeah,
Somebody who knows a hell of a lot more.
somebody
than I do.
maybe has that stat somewhere.
That's interesting that your average player in here is at 12.
12.
Very cool. Not that we discourage anyone who is a higher handicap, but
Yeah, it is very much the aspiring single-digit handicapper is our client.
yeah, absolutely. Joe, our pal Joe, had a question I wanted to take a second ago. Here it is. So we've talked about this a fair amount. Something like that head. I'm going to get a head out to describe it. What do you think on that?
I think, Joe, it comes down to what do you want to do with the gear effect? Where's the miss and where's the good one? So if you're moving the CG, if you're moving this guy to the toe to align with the strike to minimize any gearing. So basically, gearing occurs when you deflect the head, right? So the more you deflect the head, the more you're hitting it offline with the mass. So if we move that slider into the toe section, we're basically relocating that stable point. And when you put the stable point more in line with the strike, you get more feedback out the face. When you don't, you deflect the head more. The head will twist open. You'll move the start line and it'll actually gear the ball more. So you'll kind of get that one that you talked about, Spieth had, where it gears a lot
it
more.
kind of snapped over.
Yeah. So that's really what it comes down to. Again, that's me with that sim.
Yes, it is.
With that, because if I had it centered, if I get a really neutral flight, it might even have a touch of a fade to it.
Yes.
If I hit it in the toe, I get something that resembles a really small little draw.
Love it. Love it. David said he just got his TXG vessel bag. Wonderful. Glad you like it.
What a man.
It is sharp as a tack.
Premium stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Sharp
David, you'll attest to this. I think it's an investment in a golf bag because it's such a premium.
Collectors, plus it's going to last you as many years as you want, as long as you treat it nice.
And I think that little black camel is one of the cheekiest.
Oh, I agree. It is a handsome devil. For those of you that haven't seen it, you are about to see it.
Classic.
Oh.
Classic in the Navy. Classy.
Very
Lovely.
classy.
So, nice little screen print on there.
Sexy.
And then, I just think this is just a little cheeky number though.
This
is cheeky.
so tasty. So
Stitched.
this is embroidery because of the camo texture, and this guy here is also embroidered with the camo-y texture.
Just all the little details and finishes to it, like these
The
little
seals on the zipper and stuff. Yeah.
It's really, really high quality stuff. I remember when I first got my vessel bag, I kind of thought when I saw that top divider,
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I'm like,
Oh, boy.
I might struggle to get all my clubs in there.
Not a problem.
Not a bit.
No. My OGO bag is quite a bit bigger, but it doesn't hold the clubs any better than that one does. So
Yeah,
we recommend it, guys. We recommend it.
I get the clubs and the 3 speed sticks in there without an
Oh, do you
issue.
really?
Oh yeah,
Well, that's pretty
no,
good.
No issue at all.
Quickly from Joe again. I think so. I did take a round with a couple
Yeah.
after. I think it's a little bit softer, Joe, personally.
Yeah.
But again, the spin thing's the issue. I mean, Joe, I don't remember your iron flight off the top of my head, but if you were playing XV for spin reduction, you will be spin increasing, whatever the opposite of reduction is. Is there an opposite? You say reduction. Is there like a... I know it's not induction. It's not
increase.
induction.
We'll just write increase.
You can tell I'm really highly educated. A master's in communication. Okay. Will there be a G25 iron review, Cody asked? Potentially, Cody.
Yeah.
We need a appropriate scenario. But yeah. Don't see why not. Ian hit a few in the live stream if you want to see it. I think his feedback was that for what it is, it felt quite good. It looked quite a bit better than a game improvement iron, usually does. And I would say cosmetically, I think it looks better than
Much
410.
better.
So
Just they've continued to make that one better.
it seems like a much better club. So for what it's worth, Mr. Cody.
WCC Pro, how do you feel about using lead tape under the grip to counterbalance a shaft? I mean, you can. I think it's more of an old school thing to do now that there's grips like switch grips that you can kind of move weights in the back end and things like that. So I think it's, if you have no other choice, then and you want to experiment, give it a little run. But have a look at switch grips. They'll give you a good alternative to that. Ours are on the way.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to doing some testing.
Me
with that.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. I think it'll be
good for your driver, no?
I think it'll be fascinating to see what we can do with that, with this whole conversation about longer and like what is the influence on flight bias. Are we able to sort of see
the length thing is, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, would you say that people overestimate the importance, or like, I don't know, they try to do too much with length when it comes to the irons? So like, you go in for a fit years ago, and there's so much length conversations, stupid measurements and all this, and like, you need this length, and all these people are going out the door with all these different lengths to try to fix ball flights and strikes.
Yeah.
Would you say that like length in the irons should be messed with probably less than what you now see from the driver, where the driver, it seems like now you're playing with length more in the driver, whereas the irons, I don't know, the irons, most of the time you're within a half an inch, aren't you? With most people?
I would say most fits are done between standard and half inch over.
Like, I just don't think, I can't picture you in a fit for an iron going, Mr. Jones, like, I want to throw an inch on that 7 iron, I want to help your path. You wouldn't do that. But with the driver, you'd be like, you know what, you're a little over the top. This would help. Your strike pattern's good, whatever the conversation ends up being. I just think it seems to be more of a talking point when it comes to the driver.
When it comes to irons, so much of controlling the iron fit is about manipulating low point. So length is very much the part, because there's nothing really I can give you in terms of the length increase that can outweigh a good strike.
Yes.
Longer with a bad strike, shorter with a good strike. Shorter with a good strike will always be more valuable. It will always offer you more, because we're just trying to create that consistency. But the positioning of low point out between 2 and 4 inches ahead of the golf ball is really kind of the main catalyst to good iron striking.
That's well said. I've got one here quick if you are ready.
Well,
Joshua's a new member. Welcome, Joshua. How do the Acra Tour I-125 irons compare to the I-110s? Joshua's played the 110s and loved them, but he wants more weight. And then final question would be I-125s, or would you go with Mitsubishi MMTs instead?
Different. I mean, so I'm not sure if you have access to a set of Acra Tour 125s, but they no longer make them. So if you don't have access to a set and you've maybe just read about them online and you're thinking about trying to get a set, you can't. We've been asking for a few customers recently.
Really?
They're all gone.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So whether maybe they have something else coming, or maybe it's part of the integration into True Sports that they don't really feel like they need a tour weight club in that.
Yeah, it's totally
anymore.
different now.
It is. So I would look at MMT and Acra slightly differently. Acra 125, you've got the heavy weave in the butt section, raises the CG a little bit. You do have the tie mesh down low, but MMT would be a little bit lower in the balance point to that.
Is that more like a normal iron shaft?
Yeah, I mean,
Are most iron shafts lower balance?
it's funny. Over the weekend, I was looking at steel fiber, EI curve. I was looking at MMT. I was looking at a few other ones, and just how soft they tend to get in that midsection.
Huh.
That seems to be the kind of trend. Is a very stiff butt section, kind of gets a little
An odd
soft.
choice for an iron.
Mm-hmm.
See why you'd want that in an iron.
Well, something like
Was
that.
that a
That's
Project
a
X?
modus.
It
That's
is
like
a
a
modus.
modus, and yeah, Project X as well. So
Gotcha. So maybe that's what they were trying to sort of emulate there.
yeah.
Just quickly, sorry, on the bags. So on the website, you'll see Canada and US only for the shipping. I'll say this, like shipping to the UK is just ruinously expensive. So
It's crazy.
I don't
expensive.
want to say that we can't, but if Ben emails our orders team,
Ben, if you would like a bag,
we can arrange it maybe.
We
Obviously, you have to pay the
absolutely
shipping. Ben.
can.
I'm sorry to.
yeah.
I'm not saying it's free, obviously.
Ben, do me a favor. I'll explain how we can do this for you. It actually will be a lot less costly than Ben would imagine.
Okay. Cool.
So
So-
because we basically do because we ship for free, or there's a sort of nominal shipping fee.
Yeah, just the $10 fee.
Yeah, just a $10 fee shipping. Yeah,
We'll figure something out.
reach out to us, Ben.
Orders? Orders at TXG.
Orders at TXG, and then put specifically forward this email to Ian.
Sure.
On this bag, and I'll remember Ben
Cool.
that we spoke.
Now, I will say this: there's going to be more than Ben in the UK that want a bag.
Great.
So if anyone is
Absolutely.
listening to this and you're in the UK and
or
techni-
any territory.
any place that isn't technically Canada and the US shipping restrictions, just honestly the shipping rates are crazy. So we didn't want to hose people down. So yeah, shoot us an email. Orders at txg.ca. We have some bags left. There's not a ton. I think there's like 10 of each or so at most. So God knows they took a long time to get here. So if you want one, do not wait. I have absolutely no idea with the way the world's working how long it's going to take to get. We've had stuff shipped. I'm not going to name anything, but stuff shipped physically that's just floating in transit now. God knows where it is. It's like, I don't know if this stuff goes into a different dimension on its way here, but I'm not saying this just as a sales thing. We don't work on commission. But if you want something that we have, don't wait. Because honestly, like stuff coming from overseas right now, Lindsay deals with it in her work too, furniture industry. It's just like freight and all this stuff is delayed. And so it's tough. We wanted to get more merchandise in just to be, I wanted more than we have. It's just, we're doing our best. It's tough. It's been a tough year.
There's two sides to it. There's the companies who are, putting less boats in the water and less, planes in the sky to do things because obviously some parts of the economy are a lot slower.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got a company like Peloton who just invested $100 million into their company to increase their volume by 10x because there's so much demand.
I was going to say their demand is going
It's
nuts.
crazy. So they're now bringing over way more sort of it's like the amount they're investing. So they're trying and they're having to speed things up. It's just a whole big challenge depending on the demand.
It really is. Yeah, I saw a commercial. It was a commercial for something, but Peloton was part of it. It was a commercial based on I don't know if it was like investment, but it was kind of like what are the not up and coming, but like trending companies. Peloton, big time, one of them.
Yeah, no, big time for sure.
Spencer is just clarifying he is a platinum member. How would he arrange that with you? Just through the private email that he has.
Just send me an email, Spencer, titled Zoom call.
Yeah, so Spencer, the private email that you got access to as
Yeah.
a platinum, I can't say it or it will have to be changed, but you have that email address. Send that to Ian and just let him know you want to arrange that, and you'll be all set. Over to you if you got one. I feel like I just went on
So
crazy.
let's see. Christian is asking thoughts on the Speeder 7 compared to other soft midsection shafts you've tried, such as Ventus Blue, RDX Blue, Acra, Tour Z, RPG. How did Fuji? I think I can probably get a sense of. I could probably rank those ones for you. Thanks, Paddy Boy. Speeder 7, smooth,
Buttery.
buttery. Ventus, similar,
Aye.
a bit more stable, not
as smooth.
not as smooth, but
Well, the blue is close, but
Yeah.
Jesus. Close, but not quite.
Not quite.
Ventus or Speeder's in its own kind of world.
yeah. RDX Blue, starting to get into the
Way
realm
stiffer.
of stiffer, and RPG, you got to be moving it.
To be honest with you, RPG, as much as I like it, I've been swinging a bit more deliberately lately just
Mm-hmm.
because of many reasons, and it is too stiff when I swing at 118. I think I honestly need to be at 123 plus or so. Yeah, that's a good rundown. Was someone asking if those are comparable shafts, or they're just saying, how do
thoughts on the speed, that Speeder 7
okay.
compared to those
yeah,
ones?
it's very different.
It's very different.
I
isn't
can't
it?
imagine someone who likes RPG a lot or RDX going, yes, this Fuji is also for me. It's like, not really.
And
One or the
Christian,
other.
that's the thing with EI curves and things like that. They can sometimes lead you to think that you've got 4 shafts that are. I should like all of these shafts. Well, it's never really going to be the case at all. You know, there can be subtleties like going from a 600 butt to a 620 butt or a 610. You know, it's going to make that play much, much stiffer in the butt section the more you, the larger you make it. So all those things can contribute towards the feel, the torque, you know, all those things that give you feedback and just take you into a completely different, feel perspective. It's good. Kev is saying he's waiting for an order from TXG to arrive in Glasgow. No mad rush, but got a nice sweet update email just to say it was en route. That was a nice touch. Good, Kev. Excellent.
Good on the boys for that.
Good.
Ryan's asking, what are your 2021 golf goals? What do you want to achieve?
Mine is about to arrive in about 45 minutes' time with
Short
hopefully,
game.
hopefully a delivery of a short game.
Well,
He's brought one with him.
I know, he usually does. He has a little travel bag. Ian's goal is to get, well, no, your execution, pardon my allergies are driving me crazy today. I'm not having an allergic reaction, I promise. Your goal is to get to like +3 or 4.
Yeah, I would like to.
The short game training is like the means to get there.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Very much.
What do you
so.
want to get to? +4? +3?
I would just like to really consistently be in under par every round, right there.
That's what someone would tell you.
Yeah.
I think someone would tell you, Ian, you're not being specific.
I don't honestly. I don't like if it was +2 and I was doing that, like I was 1 or 2 under and that sort of thing. Like I'm not really focused on the number.
Do you have more of a lifestyle, like social enjoyment goal for golf? That's what I would. Okay, I'll give you this. If I were advising you on what you should do this year, I would set yourself a goal based on frequency of playing. I would set yourself a goal of different people you like playing with. Make sure you play with them more often.
Yeah.
I think that's a better goal for you. Just because, I don't know, the golf thing, I don't see any way you won't get better this year, to be honest.
No.
It's unlikely that you won't. You weren't a full member of a club until last year.
Yeah.
You had a schedule that was all over the place. And now you've got pretty much everything, your ducks in a row. I would say for you, the frequency is what you should set a goal for. That was my goal last year, was to stop making stupid excuses for not going.
Yeah.
Stop going, oh, what about work? And this just like literally 4-letter word, it, and go.
I know.
That's what you need.
I think I'd like a goal to be things like we talked about, like, you know, for us to go and play in something like the Ontario 4-ball or,
so see, that's a great idea.
you know, something like that's got a little bit of a competitive edge to it.
We should set, we should enter a tournament before June.
Definitely.
Let's play in at least a couple, like 2-man things.
Yeah.
It'll be fun because the boys can come and film it, obviously. That'll be fun to have a little. What's the word? That's not a goal. That's like a not an end date, but you know what I'm saying. Like it gives you like something to reach for.
Yeah.
Finish line action, not finish line, but my goal would be. Should I go lofty? I would like to win my club championship.
It's a great goal.
Because I think it is realistic, not crazy. It's achievable, but I would be super stoked. So, yeah, that's my 2020, what the hell year is it? 2021 goal for golf.
Jack was saying there, Jack Hadlin, business and family dictate your handicap.
Sometimes.
I can see why that is, Jack. I can.
Sometimes it does.
But I can say that last year was our busiest every year at TXG. I had my first addition to the family. Little Noah came along.
That's right.
And I've never had a better year for golf. Score and average, never consistently played at that level.
Working smarter, not harder, would be probably the way to achieve what you just.
Yeah.
I think most people would listen to you and go, well, that's great for you. But it's the intent and working. Again, it's literally, it sounds cheesy, but it's working smarter. Don't go to the range for an hour. When you only have an hour a week, don't go piss the hour away hitting 100 drivers. Like, be smart about what you do. Spend your money that you've budgeted towards golf appropriately
Yeah.
for instruction, equipment fittings and stuff like that will actually help you improve. But
yeah, I'm definitely in a lucky position in that I spent a significant amount of time building a game that doesn't need much maintenance. That was my biggest goal when I was making swing changes, was it has to be low maintenance. So that's what all this sort of, neutral club path, neutral club face, really not shaping the ball too much. That's what that was always all about, is just, I can get a call to go and play with a client, and and it's a good thing. It's not a selfish thing. I just want to go play golf. It's good for the business. I need to go play, and I need to go and play well. And I had to build a game that was far, far more reliable than the one I had.
Love it.
And that's what it was all about.
No, I hear you. I think what you're describing, a lot of people in the industry would say the same thing.
Yeah.
They want to enjoy the golf they play for business and pleasure.
Yeah.
And they want to have the competency that they deem to be enough. I mean, for you want to be like a +3 or 4.
Yeah.
That's just relative to what you are. Someone might look at that and go, well, how are you not happy being a +1? It's like, that's life.
I would have said a few years ago, if I was to get to scratch, I would have been really happy a few years ago.
So would I.
Based on,
I would have been stoked.
Yeah, based on kind of where my game was.
But again, that's life. If you're ambitious, you will get to that level, and then you want to go further. That's all there is to it.
Aaron is saying, what were the biggest challenges in getting more neutral?
It's a great question.
So it's a kind of a twofold thing. So I wanted to get faster, and I wanted to get more neutral. But get the swinging faster was what caused me to get less neutral.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest challenge.
Yes, that's right. You had two opposite forces there, didn't you?
Every time I tried to get faster, I would stand up. It would throw the sweet spot more behind me, and I would end up getting the club stuck and then flipping it. I'd hit a block or a hook. So I basically had to kind of work on a much more neutral swing that involved me feeling like I was always hitting a cut. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's how I stabilized the club face.
You did the other way, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way for someone to work on their ball flight that has one or the other. If you hit a hook, try to hit some fades, work on the club face.
My dad is saying my buddies laughed at me when I said I wanted to go from a 9 to a 6 this year.
Get any buddies.
I would say with that,
buddy in the river.
That's one that's very achievable.
Totally.
Seriously achievable.
Dad, you will achieve.
Definitely. To be honest, and I don't know if you already do, but if you literally just implement Arcos and live by the kind of the rules of what's working in your game and what's not, where you need to dedicate your practice and focus your practice, you will get down to below 6. The average handicap reduction on Arcos is 5.1.
There you go.
Strokes.
So you can be under average. Well,
Definitely.
I guess it matters based on how low you are, but still, I would say 3 strokes from Arcos. Just understanding your game better strategy.
There's a new application coming with Arcos that basically will also tell you which clubs in your bag are working well and which are not working well.
A little more of the AI-based stuff.
It's really impressive.
Love it. Yeah, lots of handicap goals. Keep throwing those in, guys. Throw them in the chat. I think everyone's enjoying seeing those.
We're talking about doing at some point, getting old LC. Maybe we mentioned this last week, but a little kind of journey of Matty's swing.
We're talking about that.
Digging out a few of the old swings from the archive.
Spring? Spring?
I think so. Yeah, as people are kind of ramping up towards heading back to the ranges. And
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I would also feel enthusiastic about it, knowing that the season was about to start too. Yeah, we'll definitely be doing that.
Yeah.
Get LC in the building.
Connor is asking, Ian, how well does Arcos work for you as a scratch? Worth it? Connor, Arcos is the reason I got to a plus handicap. Is the reason. That is 100%. Because I had preconceived notions about my game that were absolutely just not factually true. I thought parts of my game were better than they were, and I thought parts of my game were far worse than they were. And once I actually was able to see from a strokes gained perspective the impact it had, and that's ultimately what it comes down to. It's not fairways, greens and putts, up and downs and sand saves. If you're still doing that in your scorecard at the end of your round,
you're not helping yourself.
Save a couple of $100, get yourself a set of Arcos sensors. Most companies now are giving them away for free.
Yeah.
They just want you in the license and in the subscription.
You can get them free from 5 different companies?
Yeah, absolutely.
and get integrated with the data. It is really what's going to tell you where you need to apply your time. Because that's the one thing that no one has enough of, that everyone would argue, I don't have enough time. Well, you have some. You just have to know where you need to focus it.
Yes, don't waste your time on stuff that doesn't need attention.
Absolutely.
Totally agree with that. Yeah, lots of good goals in here. Good to see.
Yeah, love it.
A couple people were asking about, just we were talking about LC, asking about Tyler. Tyler McGee is a top 100 young coach in Golf Digest. Just so you guys know, T McGee. Yeah, we'll see. Tyler's border has been closed for a year, so Tyler intended to come back here for the summer, and we intended to see Tyler over the winter, but it is what it is. So yeah, you'll see him soon enough.
Yeah,
he's doing great though.
He is.
Tyler and so Tyler's business partner and fellow head coach Ian Mellor, I think I'm saying that right, Mellor, who's also a beauty, has also launched a YouTube channel, guys, and Instagram little tips and stuff. So check out both of them. MMG Performance is their golf academy. Tyler McGee and Ian Mellor both have the hot tips. They both work with Mark Bull, the 3D motion. They also work with Brendan McLaughlin, who is one of the best. How would you describe, what's Brendan's, is he a sports, like, what's the word? He's not a chiropractor.
He's not chiro. He would be he'd be more of a physio than a chiro.
Okay, I know I asked him in detail, but anyway, he's Dr. Brendan McLaughlin is who I'm talking about. He's worked with Justin Rose and many others, so it's a very good facility.
Helped me a lot. He helped me with some hip stuff I had a few years ago.
And many of your clients too.
Yeah, yeah, he did. He and Tyler and another friend of ours, Rob Conley, used to run this PGA Tour experience. So it was kind of before really Tyler moved to Orlando. And Tyler would do the swing stuff. Brendan McLaughlin would do the body.
Here?
Up in Orangeville.
I didn't know that.
The Athlete Institute.
Oh, very cool.
So it was,
of course.
It was awesome. That's where I kind of first got to meet them all.
Oh, right. Very cool.
It was
Chef
awesome.
recommends that little trip if you're in the Orange County area of Florida. Okay. What time are we on here? 10:54. Just a reminder, if you are still watching, which we appreciate, this is a record Q&A here. In 21 minutes, what did Patty say?
Patty's going, I'll make a good cup of tea.
I didn't know your name was Starbucks, Patty. Patty Starbuck. I lost my train of thought. 11:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ronnie the Rocket, golf ball test. We will be here live chatting with you in the premiere, so stay here. Don't quit this window. It automatically takes you to it when the stream ends, so please don't leave.
Our old pal Stuart is saying, with Arcos, how many rounds did each of you play last year?
Oh, I didn't put them all on Arcos, but I played over 100 times at least.
Over 100,
so
easily. Yeah. Mine were, I would have been on Arcos. I would have played last year maybe somewhere in the region of probably 30 rounds, 30, 35 maybe. Most of those were on Arcos. So, it was kind of all on there.
Gotcha.
It was good.
Gotcha. You need to play 50 this year.
I would like to. No reason I won't this year.
No, you were okay. I mean,
I'll now live 3 right turns from the golf course.
So. Yeah, you have no excuse.
No excuse.
Someone who I've just lost. There's someone with the username Henry who has asked probably 36 times whether you like your your Miura TC201s. Let's save Henry the aggravation. Yes, he does, Henry. He likes them a lot.
I love them. Love them.
His thoughts are they're the best.
Patrick saying, I hope Mr. Rochelle sends TXG a nice bottle of scotch for all those woods you guys sold for them. You know what? Honestly,
our pleasure.
For what he does for us and coming on the channel and spending time with us, and we kind of know that we're his first port of call when it comes to doing new launches and stuff like that. That is a heck of a reward for us.
Absolutely. Okay. If anyone's wondering why the audio sucks today, guys, it's because there's something wrong with the live stream software. It is only letting me use the built-in mics, which are crap. Do we know any good fitters in Sweden?
I don't know any.
We know a good fitter in Norway. Close enough, hopefully, for you.
See, Tom Horley.
Hop, skip, and a jump over to Tom Horley.
Miklagard, I think, is his golf club.
Look him up on Instagram, though. Tom
have a
Horley.
look at that.
Is your Arcos handicap similar to your official? Tom's asking. Good question.
Do you know what? Mine's identical.
Yeah, I think
Mine is
mine was
literally
almost,
identical.
at one point, my Arcos was a bit lower, but it caught back up. It never really should be different because your actual scores go into it. So what?
I don't know what that's all about. Must have made some.
Did you get better?
2.1.
There you go. Ian was briefly a 5.1
I was
plus
like, hey.
plus 5.1. I'm like, oh, you've been working on it.
No, I'm plus 2.1.
Okay. DJ Dave's asking about adding lead tape to his putter for feel. Does adding weight implicate strike and roll? What do you think of that? What do you think of that
I'm
action?
thinking about adding some lead tape to my putter for feel. I use an answer style. Does adding anytime, DJ Dave, that you add weight to an existing heavy putter or head, existing head, the less you're going to influence it. So if you add weight to a 200 gram driver head, add 10 grams, you're adding 5% of mass, right? So you're going to influence it in relation to the overall mass. So if a putter head weighs 350 grams and you add 10, you're not making a significant dent in terms of the adjustment on the CG or anything like that. You will change the feel, the balance point will move fairly significantly, but it won't be huge.
Gotcha. A few people were asking about the Tensi 1K shaft, whether we'll do a head-to-head against Ventus. I'm sure we will. Don't see any reason why we wouldn't eventually. Maybe not right now.
For sure, it's in there. So, Paddy boy, got that head driver.
Did you put a TaylorMade tip on it? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Nice.
Semi-action on there.
Smashing.
Handsome. Handsome devil. Your shaft, Paddy.
Hey, shaft.
Look at that little devil. Looks good. I mean, the more sort of simple they are, but with like lots of detail, like the little holograms in there and stuff like that. Like that.
The top end looks good.
1K carbon weave in there.
X-Link Tech for your pleasure, whatever the hell that means.
Rory, I believe, will be in one of those fairly soon.
Soon enough, yeah.
He's a Mitsubishi guy. He's playing Ventus right now, and we obviously love Ventus.
Yep.
But I just feel like
he may default to that feel, yeah.
He might.
We got a new Vista Pro from Fuji. We don't have it yet, guys, but I'm sure the boys will send us one. They are always very good about that. All the Ascent chatter, we have it. So yes, you will see that too.
Right
One of many shafts you will see. Maybe we could do that.
What do you think of the graphics in that?
Do you want me to tell you what I really think?
Yeah, I do.
They're ass. The intent was good. You know what? As I said to you, it reminds me of something that when you design something like in a design program, like who cares, Photoshop. The canvas obviously was at one point flat, and then they designed it to be wrapped on the shaft. It probably looked cool as a design, but I don't know if it's just like the finish on it, or the material, or the paint. It doesn't look like a shaft that I'm sure costs $400.
Yeah.
It kind of looks whatever. You know what it reminds me of is an old TaylorMade stock shaft. That's what it looks like to me.
Stock. Yeah.
But whatever. Obviously, the paint on the shaft is not the most important thing.
No. But I just think when you look at...
It looks kind of whatever. Yeah, it doesn't look like...
And ultimately, they're coming from the same company.
You're absolutely right. It is the same umbrella company. They should know better.
Should get the same attention.
Agree. Okay. Unless there's another question you want to take, little closing thoughts, and then we're going to move you guys over to the Ronnie the Rocket ball test.
Yeah.
Don't leave. It's automatic.
Get right in there, old Ronnie boy. Ronnie is on the best form we've ever seen him.
We have to preface the video we're about to watch. So Ronnie's club path and angle of attack have been probably his biggest issue that he struggles with. He gets too shallow and he gets too far from the inside. Ronnie showed up on Thursday with a completely different delivery. He was like 1 degree in doubt most of the time.
Yeah.
He was hitting up on it like, I don't know, a couple, 4, 3.
Yep.
And his irons, he was hitting down on it like
And down
2,
on it.
1.5 down, 0 path at certain points. So you're going to see a improved Ronnie today. And probably by the time you see him again, he'll probably be more improved.
And Ronnie now needs a refit because the clubs that we put him in before we need the first thing you had to do, you had to go and adjust his driver immediately.
Yeah, he was hitting blocks because the toe weight needed to be there because he used to hit only hooks.
Yeah.
And he started
He
hitting,
was hitting these little drifters to the right because his club path, his club face wouldn't
which is sad with the path.
close over.
He hit some of the best drives he's ever hit. Certainly the best drives I've ever seen him hit in here. So I'm for his sake, as long as he keeps his short game is clearly a strength of his. So as long as that stays good, if he hits the ball like that, I would say Ronnie should continue to get better this year.
I think so as well. He's doing all the right things. Yeah, I think you're, Krister, you're definitely likely to see a live fit with Ronnie, for sure.
Oh, at some point. Yeah.
At some point, we'll get that in there. Live, maybe not. Ronnie
Ronnie probably wouldn't love a live.
He
but
probably wouldn't love the pressure. It's hard. Like, I mean, who have we had in here? Our Mizuno winner who came up to see us from Florida.
Michael came up. Mike.
Yeah. Mike will tell you how difficult it is to do
it's pretty grueling experience.
And that wasn't even live. That was just the camera was on him, and he's like, "This is hard."
He's feeling it. Yeah. I mean, luckily we definitely got him into the groove eventually, but it's an intimidating experience.
Definitely.
What else? What other closing thoughts can we offer? What's today? Today's Monday, February 8th. What else is going on this week? It's short game week.
Short game week.
I'm saying it again. It's short game week. If you guys are wondering what we're up to this week, you're going to see Gareth in shortly, and he will be doing some short game vids with us.
And while we're still on, guys, I mean, I'd kind of made a little list of different things that, from a short game perspective, I'd like to do with Gareth, but, feel free to let us know what you guys would like to see.
For sure. Feel free to leave it in the old comments.
Everyone wants to turn their short game from a weakness to a strength. It is a significant portion to lowering your scores. Whether you're playing badly and it saves your score, whether you're playing well and it makes your score, the closer you can get there, get that proximity really, really dialed in. It just helps everything. Yeah, it really, really does.
Domino effect.
Excited.
Sweet. Well, why don't we end on that? So what's going to happen right now, again, stay on, don't click off. I'm going to end the stream, and you'll automatically get put over to the video we've been talking about, the ball test with Ronnie, and we'll be with you while that premieres.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
See you guys,
Thursday.
there.